Hi, this is Dwayne, N6DMR. This video today is I'm going to be going over the BT01 display microphone guide on how to use it and set it up. It'll be a brief video. The guide's available on the downloads, and I'll make sure that Anytone puts it in where you can find it. I'm thinking I'll put it in the AReadMe file or ARead first file. Okay, let's get going. We'll start into the actual information. So this is the PDF of the Anytone. Move down, take a page. It's for the BT01. It's the user guide, Bluetooth microphone. So there's parts of it I'm going to go over clearly, and there's parts I'm just going to skim. Okay, there's a thank you for buying it. It has telling you a little bit about it. It has some wire and wireless operation. It has an ambient noise reduction. Some of the precautions. Don't try to disassemble it. Don't put it in a dusty or damp place. Please use it as a walkie-talkie. Usage rate of 1 minute for transmission and 4 minutes for reception. Long-term transmission or continuing use in high power will cause the D578 mobile to heat up. I don't think it's going to heat up in 1 minute, but it's 1 minute is a long time to talk, so we'll just kind of keep it at that. Always charge it before using it. Make sure it's charged, and it has a micro SD card slot, but there is nothing in there, and you might even hit the circuit board if you try to put one in, so they tell you don't try to put a micro SD card in. All right, let's run to the next page. Applicable models. Okay, so any of the radios that don't have Bluetooth, it still can be used with them, but it has to be used in the cable mode. And then your version 1, your Pro radios with Bluetooth, they can be used in Bluetooth mode and cable mode, and of course the latest version 2 as well. Basically, you can go into menu setting device info to check the version when you get it. There is a version update. Right now we're at B100K, I think it is, BH100K. They're available in the downloads for the newer firmware. I think K is coming out with the newer firmware that's going to come out in the next week or so. All right, and then here is the actual list of firmware and modules and what you should have. So for the early 578s, you need the firmware version 1.17 or higher, and you need to do the SCT3258 baseband. You need to make sure that is 2.01, 0.07 BF or higher. There's no module or APS board on those. Okay, so for the next version 1 Pro radios, they come different ways. So the standard is same thing, same versions, same baseband. This one, you need to have the Android update Bluetooth at 143. This is done using the Android update process for the BT in the radio, the 578. There is no APS BT board on every radio that's sold as the Pro. And then when we come to the pluses, we add the APRS plus BT board, and you need version 1.06 or higher. Same thing with the Bluetooth Android 143, BF on the 3258, and 2.04 on the firmware. It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, has a great contents page. I think with this index, you'll find everything you need. I'm going to go over just a few things more. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time reading to you, but there are some things I want to mention to you and point out. All right, here's the optional settings at the bottom here. It's just a 5-volt charger and a cigarette lighter 5-volt charger. Standard accessories comes with the belt clip, charge cable, the 4-meter bulk cable for the microphone in wired use, and it comes with the user manual, which is what I'm showing you right now. Sometimes it's nice to have a PDF version because you can actually sort. You can go up and use the search button here and search by name. That's very helpful. Okay, always charge it. I would charge it before you use it, of course. All right. Red charging indicator means that the unit is on. When the red charging indicator goes out, the charging is completed. And basically, it's looking at a 5-volt, 1 amp current for charging. Move down to the next page. Getting started, the up-down arrows for changing channel or volume. power on, power off. A quick press of the power button will change the BT01 from channel to volume. It will say so in the display. And when it says volume, you can change the volume up and down. When it says channel, you can change the channel up and down. You got to push to talk. Got some indicators up here. Got a headset jack. There's a C connection, USB for firmware upgrades, okay, and charging. There's a mic built in, a speaker built in, the push to talk on this side, and you have 3 buttons that are function buttons that can be set to what you'd like them to be using the key function settings. All right. Indicator instructions: red light, left light, it's transmitting; right red light, battery's charging; bright light green, it's receiving; right light blinking, the battery voltage is low. So pretty self-explanatory there. So we'll move down. Power on, you press power on, and then you have to select which port you want. It's going to ask you whether you want Bluetooth mode or cable mode. All right, you just click on one of those, hit confirm to select it. Now, with the Bluetooth mode connected to the 578, it says do not attach the 4-meter cable. It might cause strange behavior if you're trying to go in Bluetooth mode. That's kind of self-explanatory. Okay, after you select BT mode on the microphone, it will display a BT name and no device connected. So the next pairing has to be on the 578. So you go to the 578, you go to the radio menu, you go to Bluetooth, make sure Bluetooth is on, okay? Go ahead, then switch from the AT578 radio menu to Bluetooth pairing, and select Seek Bluetooth. It'll display Seeking Bluetooth. It might take a little time, but it will do the pairing. Once it's paired, and usually you can see the ELT nomenclature, which identifies these different radios and the BT01. So anyway, that's helpful. Once you get the all data checking, it's actually connected, and after a few moments, the display will actually upload all the D578 UV radio info and map it to the Bluetooth microphone. The 578 will say external Bluetooth mode, and there will be a exit key that you can exit out of, okay? On the BT101, there is a Bluetooth icon that will show on the screen. Okay, so once you're paired, the radio will automatically connect to it after reboot, unless you're pairing it with multiple radios, and then that doesn't seem to happen. Also, in Bluetooth mode, crossband repeater is not available on the 578. The reason is the audio path is occupied by the BT function. All right, now the cable connect, you select cable mode on the microphone. It'll say no device connected. You plug the cable into the radio. You plug the cable into the Bluetooth microphone. Radio will display external cable mode, and the BT microphone will turn on and will access the radio menu and be able to communicate. Also, in the cable mode, the BT01 is being charged when the channel is free, when there's nothing talking. So we're back to the power off button, on and off, long press. In the CPS, there's an optional setting in the CPS under BT, and it's under the BT microphone, BT01 section. It says BT shutdown RF. If you set this function to on, the BT101 will control the radio, and you'll be able to shut the radio on and off remotely with the BT101. Again, I went over this, but just quick press the power button. You'll see channel plus or minus. Press it again, you'll see volume set. Very, very easy. No big problem at all. And there will be a volume or channel icon showing in the current setting, so you'll know where you're at next time you pick up the BT01. All right, volume is adjusted to maximum, and you consider it's not loud enough. You can go into the menu, Bluetooth RF BT speaker, adjust the gain. They set the gain at 3. I believe that is where you would want to put that. As you go up a little bit in gain, it does start to distort slightly. All right, so setting up a VFO, frequency, menu setting, radio set, key function. You need to assign a key in the BT01 to VFO memory. Okay, and then once you do that, you assign key. Let's say you make it P1, you press P1, switches the radio into VFO frequency. You press the up and down key to change frequencies and megahertz. Frequency set can be set in the CPS, optional setting, other frequency step. So you can change the frequency step in the D578 CPS menu. It allows input frequency as well, and basically you would want to put in 8 digits to make sure that the frequency will change. And you can press the pound key to confirm the valid frequency instead of inputting several zeros. So if you put in 450.125.0, you should be able to press the pound key and finish it off. Select channel. Press the assign VFO MR key to switch the radio into channel mode or memory mode. Press the top power button. You'll see the plus and minus channel, and that's the buttons that you use on top of the radio to adjust the channels. If you press them rapidly, the BTO1 display will react much more slowly than the button press. What that means is it's slower than the 578, and it just is what it is. They're trying to speed this up all the time. The new K revision definitely has some speed fixes. So, and then example input, a total of 4 digits. You'll go to channel 99. Your input's 0099. If you put in a number that's not in the current zone, it'll emit a do beep and stay at the current channel. Very simple. Okay, in BT mode, when it's receiving, the digital channel speed is a bit slow. And they're saying it's difficult to improve to the limitation of the Bluetooth communication. I find it to be quite adequate. You're not going to get instant change, but it's going to be reasonable, and it works pretty well. Zone, okay, press the VFO MRR key to switch the radio into channel mode first. Then you have your up and down arrow keys on the front of the radio that will be able to change the zone, but you need to be in the memory side, not the VFO side. Go to menu zone, select the zone from the list. Option 3 is in the menu setting, radio set, key function, assign a key function to zone select, and then you can press the assign key to input the zone number and confirm. So a couple of different ways of doing it. You can do the up and down, and you can also key function and actually get to the correct zone by number. Making a call, hold the PTT, start a call, left indicator lights. There may be a slight delay, so keep an eye on that. It might cut off your first words if you're a little bit fast on the audio. But basically, once the red light indicator is on, the radio is translating. When you release the PTT, it should stop transmitting. Receive a call. When the radio receives a call, you got a green indicator. Noise reduction. You can enable noise reduction to reduce background noise and ambient noise effectively. Make calls between users clearer. It works based on noise intensity, so the louder the noise, the stronger the reduction is going to be. And you will find there's a little bit more distortion as the volume is increased, okay, and the noise reduction feature is increased. It's not bad. It's just a slight distortion. It's readable. You can hear it okay, but it is definitely not perfect audio. Okay, when the noise is very slight, you're in a quiet place, you can reduce that for less noise, and you will remove the distortion from the audio. Probably won't even notice it if it's off. Set the noise level, reduce higher, be reduced more. Audio has more, the noise will be reduced more, and the audio has more distortion. So it has noise reduction, but it does cause some slight distortion in the audio, and it is what it is. Okay, moving down. Suitable noise levels, they start to tell you noise levels, set it for receiving. They're recommending level 3. There was talk at one time that they were going to lock it on level 3, but they did not do that. But level 3 is the normal noise reduction setting. You can go to the menu setting, radio set, voice function, noise reduce, transmit to set the level, and you can do this on the fly. Now there's a bunch of menu operations. They're very, very similar to the D578. They're mapped. You map them to the P1 and the P2 keys on the BT1. Remember, you have BT normal, short. You have medium function, long 1, and then you have a hold longer for long 2. So you have an option. Each key could have 3 different functions assigned to it. I'm not going to go over this. The only one I am going to do is the BT hold time. I basically What this does, the radio, the microphone will stay connected to the radio for receiving for a set time before its signal drops. Okay, it will disconnect from the radio and then you'll have to reconnect. You can set it to infinite so it does not drop. There's also a receive delay. It will ignore the first received signal for the duration of the milliseconds to 5.5. Helps to prevent interfering signal. You might have a noise in the car or something like that, and that could help prevent that. And I'm going through this very quickly. I don't want to spend a lot of time with you guys. Um, you can do internal or other BT internal or plus BTN internal speaker on a radio. RF BT mic gain, same type of thing, level 1 through 5. I'd recommend 3. RF BT speaker gain, again, you can adjust the gain there. I would recommend 3. Now HBT mic gain, I basically again would set this level to 3. You can play around with it to your so it's liking to your ear. If you needed a pin code entry, anytime you need a pin code for pairing, which could be Bluetooth pin of the radio itself to the car or auto system where they require a pin, you can put a pin code in there. This is typically for the 578, but while the radio is connected, you can use this to connect the 578 by doing it in the BT 01 menus. PT pair basically will allow you to pair the push to talk button, PTTT hold. When the radio starts transmitting, this is like a toggle. You hit the BP01 PTT button once, it will stay on until you press it again, and it will turn off. Okay. And then the name, it will give you the name of the PTT button. Infinity on the sleeping, it won't go to sleep. To save a little bit of battery, you can set it between 1 to 4 minutes for sleep. It'll go dormant. And then you just hit the button again to activate it when it's in dormant mode. And then you have a battery voltage. Now here's the program keys. I'm going to go over this a little bit more. It's possible to set functions for 3 keys on the side. You go into the radio menu, settings, radio set key functions, and you'll see all these options in there. And then you can also, in the PC software, public optional setting, BT Bluetooth handset. You can set it there as well. Okay. Uh, Now, each P1, P2, and P3 key allows to assign different functions for short press, long 1 press, and long 2 press. Long 1 press will take effect after the do beep. It needs approximately 1.5 seconds for the press. Long 2, holding and pressing the button until the function takes effect. It needs approximately 3 seconds. Once you set it, it's the same thing. You just hold it down for 3 seconds and you get that function. And now here's a bunch of functions in here. Transmit power, talk around, reverse. I mean, these are all common to the 578. Turn air on or FM on. I believe this toggles the AM/FM band, and you can also receive FM audio. I think it toggles VFO AM, VFO AM, and then FM. Long press on this key to start the alarm. Short press to exit. Record, enable recording. I mean, this stuff is very, very common. I mean, you can read it and you'll know what it is. But these are set. Again, you have 3 options: short press, long press 1.5 seconds, long press 2, 3 seconds. It's really a good feature. It takes the function buttons and basically gives you a whole bunch more opportunity to set different functions on them. Okay, we'll move down here. Again, more functions. I'm not going to go through those. You can read them for yourself. And then we have the technical specifications, version 5 EDR plus, the protocol that it uses, transmit distance 10 meters. I mean, it does SBC decoding. The speaker's 1 watt. Working temperatures down there, the weight. Basically, this is really just strictly technical information if you needed it. And that actually is the last page of the manual. It has a EU Declaration of Conformity. That is something that we don't need in the United States, but in the EU it's required. and then that's the end of it. So I hope you like this. If you did and you get something out of it, please subscribe to my channel. It really is helpful. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. And if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to do it. I am going to be monitoring them. So thanks again, 73 N6DMR.